This is the way the world ends. 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 Not with a bang, not with a whisper, but both at the same time. Quantum physics, you motherfuckers.
Yeah, we're really getting quantum entangled up in here. They fucked the world!
She's south on my land till I tails.
Wait. Tucker. Were you pretending to smoke on a fucking sausage stick?
No, it's like a stack of Lego pieces.
That's even
I'm not joking, see?
That's even dumber. What the fuck?
I don't know why.
Oh
it's
my
kind of like
God.
a stim for me.
All right.
We'll have to cut that out of the episode because the people can't see it anyway.
No, it's funny. I'm eating banana cream pie. I'm holding it up to the camera for you guys to see.
He creamed the pie!
Oh God, don't say that. The movie, the soup du jour of today is Southland Tales, a movie that my late father once said is like a quote-unquote Republican's wet dream. It's got The Rock in it.
Imagine if Bush was competent in his tyranny. That's this movie.
You know, it's funny too, because I keep seeing videos of Bush like nowadays, and he looks like he's genuinely sad that he killed 1 million Iraqis.
Yeah, he's still a war criminal.
What a pussy.
Yeah, like I heard him make like a slip up one time where he was like talking about the invasion of Palestine or the invasion of Ukraine, and he was saying like, oh, the awful invasion of Iraq is like he slipped up and said Iraq. It's like this awful invasion of Iraq is unlawful, and they're like, oh shit, Iraq too.
That's how it all became slowly accepted that even the guy who did it is like, it was awful. They should have never done that.
Yeah.
I'm proud to have done it. I'm itching to do it again. George Bush, probably.
No, he's a man of God. He cries every day thinking about all those
Dick
like
Cheney
little
would
children.
do it again.
He listens to that Pink song where she's like, "How can you sleep?" And he's like, "I can't sleep, Alicia."
Man.
So, Southland Tales has a very interesting beginning for a movie, very reminiscent of the movie Testament, where it's like a found footage kind of deal of this family in Texas on the 4th of July. Then a fucking nuke goes off. And then fascism happens.
Yeah.
And then World War III happens.
Well, fascism too, Electric Boogaloo, gets put into fourth gear.
Turbo George Bush fascism, which is basically just taking the Patriot Act and making it like even crazier, where now there's like I even saw like a chart of this. Like they made somebody made a chart of like the law enforcement agencies in Southland Tales. I'm trying to look it up. Yeah. They made a chart of U.S. ident, which is on the Southland Tales wiki, where basically U.S. ident is like think of the Patriot Act if it became like a cabinet, right? If U.S. ident was like the FBI and the CIA rolled into one, except they also control everything.
And the NSA too.
So like there's a chart here that says like it goes from the POTUS to the U.S. ident director to the secretary, deputy secretary, UPS directory. And I'm not going to go through all of these because there's like a million things here, but like it's really interesting shit. Like this is a really thought out like world of like hyper police state bullshit. And I love how
bureaucracy on steroids.
And I love how every evil character in this fucking movie looks like some kind of like Baroque fucking like baron from the 1700s. It's amazing.
I think some of them kind of look a little modern, like the main antagonist, the head of U.S. ident, his like mother-in-law character kind of looked like a younger, what's Elon Musk's mom?
Oh God,
what's
yeah,
her
her, the Bond villain looking bitch.
Yeah.
She literally looks evil. Like, I don't know what's with her, but she looks like phenotypically evil.
She's a member of the Musk family. Of course she looks that way.
It's crazy, dude. Like, you could see her in a crowd of people and immediately notice, like, oh, this bitch killed somebody, I bet.
This lady strangled a puppy just to watch it die.
She'd probably eat one of Elon's kids if she had the chance. One of his, like, 15.7 kids.
Or her ex-husband's kids, because he's got a breeding fetish too, and he keeps on having more and more kids. Like, they're just going to start, like, having some kids that, like, they just cannibalize because they have so many of them.
Knowing how the Elon or how the Musk family has a bit of incest going on, there's a good chance that his mommy might have eaten some of Elon's kids. You know, you never know. Yeah.
She ate the kids.
She swallowed the sperm.
That's a great one.
The joke is
Yeah. I fucking love being on this podcast, guys. I'm gonna stay here forever.
Yeah, Zoomer Tombstone podcast, year 47, Zoomer Tombstone. We're gonna have a Zoomer Tombstone movie.
Time is everywhere. Fucking, like, we exist all at the same time.
It's like the fucking like the Tesseract at the end of Interstellar. Just like, don't let me leave, Murph. You know, I'm sitting here in the hyper Zoomer Tombstone Tesseract, plucking strings to manipulate the past, so I can continue to ensure the future of the podcast, so we can keep making shit jokes on the internet.
We are the three fates of Greek mythos. The only difference is the fate we control is the one of our podcast in every dimension.
We're gonna take, like, some past selves from I guess like 2 years ago, when we had a little bit more vigor, and we're just gonna have them do the podcast from now on as, like, slave labor.
I'd take my past self from when I was like 13 or 14 and just beat the shit out of him for being a bitch. I'm not even kidding.
We should enslave Synthcool. We should put him on a collar and a chain and force him to say witty one-liners on the podcast.
I don't know. He'd probably like that.
I don't like that thought.
I think his fans would probably like it too, ultimately. I think that's what they want to do with him.
Yeah, they want to chain him to the radiator and make him make more skeet videos. But yeah, I mean, Synth, I talked to him a little bit. He's still interested in doing some stuff with the podcast. He's just been dealing with life stuff recently, so I'm not putting too much pressure on him to jump in and say, like, fart, you know, every once in a while. So, you know. But back to the critically acclaimed, totally not a fucking box office flop movie, Southland Tales.
Yeah, like, it probably would have been, like, even more essential back then for, because I know there's different cuts of this movie, for people to go online and read these comics somehow or buy them, because it is really confusing to see, just keeping track of everybody. It's a 2.5 hour long movie with, like, a cast of thousands. There's, like, some characters that don't even show up until, like, there's like less than an hour left, like Kevin Smith and Janine Garofalo. They show up. Kevin Smith is in this old age makeup. I didn't recognize him at first. I had to close my eyes and, like, who is this? And then I closed my eyes and I'm like, Kevin Smith.
It's Blart. Wait, that's not shit. That's Kevin James.
Oh God.
Is it? Kevin James is Blart. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're getting your Kevins mixed up.
I always get my fat fucks mixed up. It's always those two for some reason.
We need to look it up on the Fat Fuck Wiki just to make sure.
I'm gonna look that up right now. Is there a Fat Fuck Wiki? Oh no, there's not. Wait. Oh no, there's the entry Fat Fuck on the Jackass Wiki. But that's it.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys, like, knew this about this movie. But Richard Kelly was specifically going out of his way to cast actors who he felt like were pigeonholed and typecasted, so that they can show off that they have, like, other talents and that they can be in, like, a weird science fiction black comedy satire everything movie.
It feels weird because, like, I don't know, like, if there's someone like Bei Ling who plays Serpentine, I feel like that's still a typecast. You know, like, oh, sexy Asian lady,
Yeah.
she's evil. Like, that's like a typecast. But fucking John Lovitz playing the, like, police officer, like, I hate, like, just something about him. You know, I see him in the Postal movie. I see him, like, in a bunch of other shit. He always plays, like, the same guy. He's just, like, some fat fuck retard. He's just like, yeah, I like murder. I like killing. It's great. He's like the same guy in every movie. So like even in this,
in this one, he's scary. He's like doing his like Terminator thing,
which is
he's always talking in this low voice, this low Batman
which is
voice.
weird.
He's in love with one of the neo-Marxists.
It's bizarre, man. This whole movie is just very bizarre, especially if you don't want look at the comics, which just the comics do an okay job at giving you some background, but like when you're watching this movie and like halfway through, there's like a car commercial for like a Humvee fucking another Humvee in the ass.
Was this did this movie predict? I mean, did this movie come? Yeah, it definitely did come out, or maybe the same year as Cars. So this movie, I think, predicted Cars like porn. Because I remember like watching like the whole thing go down. I'm like, is this gonna be like how like Cars porn actually is? Because like it's like really deep because they all have like diagrams about how like, all right, this is where the vagina is. This is what the car dick looks like, and like the girl car's like tailpipe like suddenly turns into like this fleshlight looking thing, and
I don't want to think about that.
Like,
I don't want to think about carginas.
Carginas. Ugh. Just everything about this movie. It's hard to really describe because like, oh man, like this movie, it just throws so much at your face. The only other movie I can think of that's even like this is this movie called War Incorporated, which is about like essentially like a company taking over the Iraq War and then trying to like install a government on behalf of America. But also there's like a weird Middle Eastern Britney Spears woman there. It's so bizarre. I almost choked. There's even a scene where like the main like corporate guy has to go to like a fast food restaurant that's actually like a corporate black site, and you can like he like goes down in the tunnels and he speaks to the viceroy, who's like basically this like hidden like CIA dude who uses like images of rich people as his face. It's crazy. It's fucking weird, man. And that's a John Cusack movie. It's a very bizarre John Cusack movie, but only like that really comes close to like the Bush era like hyper dystopian weirdness that you see in like Southland Tales.
I think it's interesting and worth noting that like they state that the world went to shit specifically because of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ineffectual Democrats.
Yeah, the Democrats just kind of caved instantly. Like they even mentioned that in the movie, how the Democrats caved as soon as they brought up U.S. ident.
Yeah. Yeah, and the main like revolutionary faction, the neo-Marxists, they say are supposed to be like remnants of the Democratic Party, but I imagine it's just like the really, really like progressive ones that probably weren't being like listened to. Or maybe it's just like a joke that like they're playing on you. It's like, yeah, look at these guys, communists in the Democratic Party.
It feels kind of insincere when you see like the neo-Marxists, because they don't even really feel like a real revolutionary group. They feel kind of like weirdly limp-wristed.
I think that's kind of the point. Like when like the Wall Shawn character says like, those guys, they don't know Marx from that Chihuahua. And Chihuahua knows more about Karl Marx than them.
Yeah, I love getting educated on communism by Rex from Toy Story.
Oh god, he's in this, isn't he? The what's his fucking name?
Wallace Shawn, the guy we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, as himself. But he plays the guy who created the fluid karma, which we didn't get to explain what fluid karma is.
No,
did we?
It's I'll let you explain it because you explained it pretty good earlier.
Yes. Yeah. So because of World War III and the Iraq War and the Syrian War, this movie predicted the Syrian War. The U.S. Isn't able to like buy oil like in the international trade, so they have to rely on alternative sources more. And this guy invents like the end-all be-all of alternative sources that creates this super generator that harvests the perpetual motion of the ocean as this hydroelectricity that they use to power everything. And they have like these special cars that run just on that you never have to refuel. And it also kind of ties into the surveillance state and the Lumen apocalypse, because it's like messing with the fabric of space and time itself, because it's using quantum entanglement physics. Read a physics book, okay? If you really want to understand this. But it's making the Earth's rotation go slower, and so
ripping God a new asshole.
Kind of interesting how like even now in like our real reality, we're kind of dipping into like quantum computing, as well as like a lot of weirdness with quantum entanglement. Like I heard in the news not too long ago that somebody teleported something using quantum entanglement. Like they actually managed to teleport something from one location to another. And that like if that like rips a hole in space-time like it does in this movie, which I don't know if it will, but this movie seems oddly prophetic in some ways.
Yeah, it predicted podcasts, kind of.
Yeah.
Much like our own.
Yeah, there's we're just like those women, yeah. No, I think their like talk show that they have is like more highbrow than like what we got going on here. They talk about the serious issues like abortion and suicide and the wars going on and teenage horniness.
She's also a psychic.
Yeah, she's a psychic too, and a screenplay writer.
Whereas we're just three idiots who talk about pie fucking and shitty movies.
She's a psychic that makes a screenplay that predicts the future.
Yeah, with the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's character, who's also entangled and everything, and is suffering from amnesia. And becomes Jesus Christ at the end.
He becomes literally Jesus Christ at the end. It's this movie has there's just so fucking much going on in this goddamn movie. And people were definitely confused when it came out in 2007, and I can understand why, because they're still in the middle of the Bush years. They're still like, this is like pre 2008 financial crisis. This is like, who gives a fuck? Like, my
he's gonna be out soon anyway.
Yeah, he's gonna be out soon anyway. My stock portfolio is doing great. I just bought 4 houses. They didn't see the looming threat, and I feel like people kind of shat on this movie quite a bit when it came out. But nowadays it's just such a weird fucking like oddly prophetic movie from how much it like kind of soft predicted. I won't say it's like entirely like everything like we actually have all this happening, but it's like if Hideo Kojima made like a movie about 9/11 and like how it absolutely brain raped America. That's kind of how this movie feels.
To put it simply, the Bush administration fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever heard that before.
Yeah, I don't know if any of you viewers have heard that Bush was bad.
Very bad.
But we're blazing the trail here. We're saying George Bush was actually a bad guy, and his administration kind of sucked.
And it may or may not have caused permanent damage to this nation.
It kind of just gave America as a whole brain cancer, because like I grew up during like the later ends of the Bush years. I was born in 2000. I was probably like beginning to be cognizant by the time like Obama came in, and just looking back on some of the stuff I like saw when I was like a young kid, like it's kind of unbelievable to think back on like how much weird shit was going on like culturally, how much like celebrity worship there was, how much like how garish and weird and oversized and crazy like hyper consumerist everything was, and how like it really was just like, you better support our troops or you'll get fucking killed, brother. Like shit like that. And there was like remnants of that later on, because like we never really did pull out of Iraq. until like 2011, and we never did pull out of Afghanistan until like 2021, I think. So like in a way, a lot of those threads of like that sort of like cultural the cultural impact of the 2000s never really ended in a lot of ways. But just, I don't know, seeing it all, like seeing how like slopified everything was back then, like how, you know, this movie is kind of like a reflection of how sloppy everything was back then, how like everything on TV was just like, you know, boobs or commercials.
Usually both.
Like TV, baby.
Yeah, like Spike TV. And there's some really interesting quotes in this movie. I think my favorite is quote, "We are a bisexual nation living in denial, all because of a bunch of nerds." It's
Oh man.
it's interesting. And then there's like the whole line with The Rock where he's like, at the end of the movie, like, "I'm a pimp, and pimps don't commit suicide."
That's an important part of this movie's themes, believe it or not, I believe.
It's
because he says that in response to finding like a time clone in a casket, and they tell him like, "Oh, you killed yourself," and he's like, "I'm a pimp. Pimps don't kill themselves."
Sounds like some Andrew Tate kind of shit.
And the whole time he's in character. He's in character as his like actor like character. Except the whole point is that he's like, he's not even playing himself. He's like playing a bit, but he's doing it while he has amnesia. So he thinks genuinely like that's him.
It's too much, some may argue.
It's so much. It's so fucking much.
Yeah, it would confuse like some viewers, I think. It's like, wait, is his name Boxer or is his name Jericho? Why do they call him both?
Bizarre. And it's made by the same director who made fucking Donnie Darko, and that's probably why it feels like a David Lynch directed Modern Warfare campaign. You know, it's just everything's kind of dreamy, kind of surreal, kind of weird. Nothing ever feels like objective.
Well, it's because they're both centered around quantum physics. Like he says like, "Oh yeah, if you read a quantum physics book, you would understand Donnie Darko a lot better." And I guess that would apply to this movie too. I love a director that demands his audience reads a little bit.
We love a director that has a keen interest in hard physics. It's bizarre. Like I keep saying that. Like I keep saying this movie is fucking bizarre, but it's so bizarre. It's a lot of social commentary. A lot of it's a lot. It's a post 9/11 film. It's one of those post 9/11 films that are very much like, this is a post 9/11 film.
Yeah, I read that he started writing it just before it, and then it happened, and then like the world's like American politics started like rapidly changing because of it, and he's like, I should write this into this thing that I'm already working on. So originally I think it was just going to be more about like Hollywood and celebrity culture.
Yeah.
It's interesting because you know, he changed the entire direction of the entire script, and I think it's better for that, honestly.
And thank you 9/11 for making Southland Tales, my favorite movie, a little bit better.
Yeah. Destroy capitalism, dethrone God. I know a lot of people, I'm looking at some of the reviews on Letterboxd of this movie, and a lot of I'm guessing like a lot of kind of liberal people who are reviewing this, they keep saying like, "Oh, Trump just made this movie real. This movie is reality now."
It's really apt. It's some really apt analysis. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, I think that's giving Trump too much credit, and the Trump administration too much credit, because you know, this is like if every Republican neocon warhawk got together and were just like, let's rewrite the Constitution, riding that wave of like 9/11 craziness.
Yeah, there's not enough unity in the Republican Party still, even if they're controlling everything.
Yeah, they're kind of flimsy about it. Like they're limp-wristed tyrants, and then the Democrats are like limp-wristed opposition. It's all very limp-wristed. No one really seems to have any skin in the game in big old 2025. But in 2006 in Southland Tales, you know, what if you were riding the high of invading Iraq and 9/11, and then Texas gets nuked, and you're just like, oh, let's triple down on this.
No, it was more like quintupling down in this case.
It's interesting. It's an interesting concept of showing like what would happen if you gave unlimited power to Dick Cheney. It's interesting. It's a very interesting movie. I keep saying that. It's interesting. It's weird. It's bizarre. The comics are actually quite a decent read, even if it is confusing as shit. I mean, what else is there to say about it? Do you guys have any further opinions on this wacky ass movie?
I can tell like a funny anecdote when I was watching this the first time. Yeah, I was watching this with my cousin at his house, and like far into the movie, once like Janine Garofalo showed up, he's like, "Wow, that's the hottest she's ever looked," and I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, it's just because of the makeup that she has on. Like, if they put that makeup on Kevin Smith, you'd be like, "Wow, I never thought Kevin Smith would look hot." She probably like shot all her scenes in a day. She's like that like little in this movie.
I heard that I'm reading here that The Rock like initially didn't even like do any of his parts until like a year later after they started filming. I thought that was kind of interesting. Like they started in 2004 and then they didn't get The Rock until 2005, like a whole year later.
Yeah, I read that they also tried to get Rick Moranis in the movie.
Just getting every weird little small man that has a strange voice as they can in this movie. I wonder what character he would have played. He probably would have been one of those weird German people.
It says that he was the guy who's supposed to be like one of the henchmen of the president, or no, the senator, I think.
This is the end for like C-list actors.
Kinda. Well, I don't know.
I think This Is the End is This Is the End for C-list actors.
True. Granted, This Is the End was definitely more comedy oriented, whereas Southland Tales is, well, Southland Tales.
Yeah.
I feel like they blew most of their budget.
Yeah, it's got big ideas.
I feel like they blew most of their budget getting Justin Timberlake in this.
Yeah, because at the time he would have been the biggest star.
Yeah, that was like the peak of his like relevancy. It was 2004 to 2007.
Y'all remember when he was the host of the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards in like 2007? I do.
I don't. I don't remember that.
I don't remember shit. Everything past a year ago is a blur.
The only one that I remember is the one that The Rock hosted. And I only remember that one because it was also the one that like they almost killed Katy Perry.
I think I actually do remember that one. What year was that? Was that like 2009?
I think so. 2010, maybe 2011. I remember it was when the Black Eyed Peas were still a big thing because I remember like they won the Kids' Choice Award for best like musical group. The other like competition were like Nick Axe, I think. Like one of them was like, who's better, the Naked Brothers band or Black Eyed Peas? Like I kind of don't like the Black Eyed Peas, but even I'd say like, yeah.
Oh my god, I just looked it up. I called it 100%. It was 2009. Yeah, because 2007 was Justin Timberlake hosting, then Jack Black, then The Rock, and then Kevin James in 2010.
I really got a fat.
Yeah, Kevin James hosting the Kids' Choice Awards. We got literally the fat fuck. It's Paul Blart, so it's he should go to fatfucks.com.
It might have been. Oh, maybe.
Was that the year of Paul Blart? Is that why he was there?
Was it?
Maybe it was because like
it was a year before. So he hosted in 2010. Paul Blart came out the year prior. So he was hot off the heels of his fame as the fat fuck. Awesome. It's very awesome. I remember our Paul Blart review was very, very entertaining because we kept reusing the fat fuck line over and over because of that fucking joke from I think it was a Razzle episode.
It was. They got drunk and watched Paul Blart, and one of them made a joke about him going on a dating site called fatfucks.com. Oh shit.
Great.
I wonder if Razzle is still active.
I don't know. I don't think they are. I haven't seen them upload in a long time, but that's probably more for somebody else to look at, to find out at a later time. But anyway, attention viewer, if you're listening to this podcast, I want you to comment under the Patreon if you're a patron and say hashtag synth smells unless he comes back. Say that, repeat it, say it over and over, or just do hashtag synth uncool. Fuck it, who cares?
How the world ends. And say it 3 times.
Synth not cool.
Yeah, make sure to share this on every social media, so all your grandparents know that you listen to a movie review podcast, and let the world know. Get out the word that Synthcool should come back to the pod. He hasn't left; he's just busy. But we need to harass him into joining one episode at least, and that one I'm gonna make sure if he jumps back in, it's gonna be a fake out. We're going to do Barney instead of whatever he wants.
We need to gaslight him into coming back.
Yeah, we need to mail him a threatening letter made out of snipped up magazine letters,
printed on anthrax
like in the
paper.
movies, that says synth anthrax paper. We need to be threatening towards our friendly friend,
So
man.
my final thoughts
Anyway,
on this movie, aside from what I said about the Bush administration, California also fucking sucks.
that's true too.
It's
They
not a
kind
real
of treat
place.
LA like it's Escape from New York, but it's full of like hipsters. It's like Escape from New York, except there's no walls or anything. They're just all there and they hate it. It's kind of like Cyberpunk in a weird way. This movie is kind of like it's like a Bush era Cyberpunk 2077.
I mean, they have like machine gun toting like ocean guards like far out that can just like snipe you while you're on the beach.
I can imagine something like that happening in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, they're like they're under like some sort of like martial law, it seems.
Yeah, they shoot random beachgoers if they look suspicious.
Or if they're bored.
Well, I mean, if you're the John Lovitz racist cop character, then yeah, it would be when you're bored.
Indeed.
That moment when I have to shoot a person for no reason as a police officer.
I have to shoot Amy Poehler for no reason.
I have to shoot Amy Poehler. Well, she
and she spat some freaking improvised poetry at me.
Well, she deserved it for being a sexy turkey in that one turkey movie.
And for creating the Mighty Bee.
She created the Mighty Bee?
I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah, she voices Bessie Higginbottom, the main character.
Yeah, dude. The best Nicktoon ever.
Did she? I did not know that. What the fuck?
I used to watch that show a lot as a kid.
Yeah, she's the voice of the bee, the Mighty Bee herself.
Wow, you knew the whole name of that character. Damn.
And her cursed nickname.
Yeah, he's a writer on the Mighty Bee wiki.
The whole legal name of the Mighty Bee character.
It's an underrated Nicktoon. I see clips of it every now and then.
I remember it being good. I remember like the episode where like I think her friend gets like chicken pox or something, and it revolves around that. Very bizarre episode. I always thought the concept of like getting yourself purposefully sick with a disease to get an immunity to it was really weird. And that episode kind of solidified that slight disgust. So I think that was like part of the plot. I don't know. I might be misremembering it. Maybe, perhaps.
It's time to do a retrospective on the Mighty Bee.
Yeah, time to post a 2-hour-long retrospective on YouTube called like reviewing the Mighty Bee. Was it based or some shit? I don't know. What's like a retrospective video name? Like
Was it any good?
Yeah, was it any good? The Mighty Bee.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait just a finger-licking minute, okay? Does anybody remember the Mighty Bee? I like those ones. It's like, wait a minute, like, or like the like long lost classic from 2005 that you don't remember. Fuck you, I do. I'm not watching it. Of course, I remember Monkey Bone.
I can't wait for LS Mark to rank every single episode of the Mighty Bee and then upload the 4.5-hour video to YouTube.
We love ourselves a good bout of clickbait intro. Well, clickbait and then clickbait intro.
I can't wait for Ellis Mark to rate all of his fiance's boyfriends.
And to rank all of the Nintendo Switches they each bought for him. One came with Mario Kart, one came with Animal Crossing.
They got different colored remotes for him.
What do you think it is about LS Mark that makes him seem like a soy lord?
Well, for one fact, apparently he really is a cuck.
Is he really?
Yeah. It's one of our patrons said oh yeah, he's married to or getting married to this woman who I think is almost 10 years older than him. She used to go out with Chris O'Neill. And I remember when she did because I was still watching Oni Plays, and then they broke up. And apparently the reason they broke up is because she was cheated on Chris O'Neill. And now she got with this kid, and she's cheating on him, but he's okay with it.
Damn.
Or not okay, but he's not going to complain.
Damn, so he is a cuck. That sucks.
Yeah, I heard his cartoon sucks too.
Imagine being such a weak-willed person that you let your wife or girlfriend cheat on you, and you're just like, okay, that's cool, babe.
Like Dale's wife from King of the Hill.
Yeah, there's no conversation about it. It's she's gonna do it whether you like it or not, whether you consent to it or not. So just consent to it.
It's like that, but worse because he knows about it. It's like real life. God, it's like I just don't get it. It's like real life Neto Rare. It's like NTR, like an NTR situation, and all those funky hentais where it's just like, oh, my wife is cheating on me. That gives me a boner. Why? Why are people like that?
Maybe it's trauma related.
Some people are desperate for love.
I fucking guess they're desperate.
I remember I think he was almost groomed by that one cartoon reviewer, that one I think German cartoon reviewer, who got canceled because people found out that he had a 16-year-old girlfriend or something when he was 20 or 21.
Ew.
And he was talking to Alice Mark when he was still a minor because I think he started making YouTube videos when he was still 16 or some
Gross.
shit.
Seems like not to say that that's his fault or anything, but it seems like LS Mark should have more respect for himself than to accept being cheated on after having been groomed. But then again, this is me speculating. I know nothing about this dude. I have no clue who the fuck he is. I don't know what he does in real life. I don't know anything about him.
I don't actually really give that much of a shit about all this C-list YouTuber gossip. It's oh, this one's a cock. Oh, this one was a bit of a homophobe in 2009. He's not anymore. Now he is openly gay.
I very briefly watched LS Mark's content a while back, but I stopped giving a shit ages ago. So I don't really know or care. Yeah.
There's better cartoon reviewers.
I watched some of his videos. They're okay. They're good background noise. So he makes he makes good second monitor content. You know what I mean? Where you're doing something and then there's just that in the background.
Or if you're like me, you're somebody who needs to fall asleep to something. You know, it just talk about every.
I mean, hell, even Mr. Enter has been at least trying to improve his content lately. So
yeah, just talk about every single Fairly Odd Parents episode from season 12, and that'll make me go to sleep.
Not a whole lot. He doesn't really do his animated atrocity series anymore. He more or less just does
Yeah, what's he? Are you watching him? I'm curious. What's he up to?
Non-serialized, standard, just regular ass reviews of episodes of cartoons and stuff. He occasionally posts a brief video essay on something or other, but his most recent video was about I think a really horrible brain rot episode of Modern SpongeBob.
Yeah.
A turbo lolcow and what was his deal? Isn't he a transphobe or racist or something?
No, I don't think he's any of that. He has weird things that he believes in. He's paranoid about techno-fascism. I don't think he's a racist or a transphobe, or not openly so.
I thought there was something weirdly conservative about him.
Yeah.
He had some really shitty opinions about COVID, but then that quickly changed after he himself got COVID. So, and also I think his mother passed away, so that definitely
Did he hate her? Yeah, because I know he was in foster care or something like that.
No, it was his biological father that he hated. Not really our place to discuss it.
He was the guy who did the Turning Red video. Yeah, the one about where he's like bitching about how people weren't talking about 9/11 in this movie that takes place in Canada.
Yeah. To be fair, he did go back and state that like that was a really stupid thing for him to say. So at least he was like, yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb of me to say. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't really, it's just like, it's not a Disney movie's place to talk about this shit, and it never will be. Like, and it really shouldn't be. It's like these girls, these random like these 14-year-old like girls from Toronto, like
Yeah.
they're not really going to be like that concerned about it unless like one of them had an uncle that lived and worked in like New York City. I would think of like all like areas of Canada. Like I would think like people in Toronto the most would probably care about 9/11 because they're closest. Like there's a lot of Canadians in New York City.
Now, I've never seen Turning Red, but I'm sure it's probably fine. But I really hate seeing shit on Instagram where it's just like, oh, movies today, and it's like a out of context clip of Turning Red or something, and then it's like movies we grew up with, and it's like Shrek or The Lion King or whatever. Which don't get me wrong, those are great movies, but like, if those movies came out today exactly as they were in the '90s or early to mid 2000s, they would hate them too. You know?
It's like, and also they're being selective of what they're showing. It's like show I don't know, Shark Tale, like the Cat in the Hat movie. Like I watched Turning Red. It was pretty good. I was surprised by how much I liked it, but I don't think either of you would like it.
I actually watched that. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, you liked it? Oh,
I thought it was a pretty nice movie. I remember watching it for the first time, I think like a month or two after it came out, because it was ripped onto a like streaming site that was hosted in a VR chat room, and I watched it in VR.
I'm just like laughing. You watched Turning Red in VR.
Yeah, I watched it in a VR theater, and I just looked up some. Going back on the previous topic of Mr. Enter, just for a quick second. I just looked up his age. He's fucking 32. I did not know that. I thought he was way younger.
Yeah, he's been posting for a while. He's been posting since like before 2015, I think. Yeah, no, he's had a lot of classic moments. I remember like having discussions with him with my friends from high school.
Yeah, I think he's been active since like 2012 at the very least.
This user is the Turning Red reviewer, the Turning Red basher.
He was kind of a user for a while there. And if you're a Deadwing Dork viewer like me and Meatball, you know what the term user means.
Unfortunately, yes.
Basher.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of the physical media community?
Yeah, they're adjacent to the like Caillou Go Animate video community, which is very bizarre.
That is peak like internet autism right there.
And I could talk about them all day if I didn't just take a Benadryl like an hour ago. No, but my throat doesn't feel as bad. Yippee, antihistamines. So final thoughts on good old Southland Tales. What do you guys what's your summary of this wacky ass Donnie Darko director movie?
Thanks, Bush.
Yeah. No, it I really love movies like that can really like transport you back to that time and place and like what everybody was like wigged out about. And yeah, it's a much more complicated movie than we could ever like give it the justice it deserves. I'm not even entirely sure if like I probably would never say it's like my favorite because I don't think it's like as I would want it to be like a little bit more streamlined. I don't know. Whatever. I'll watch it 10 more times and then we'll do an anniversary review of it. The thing I like about it most is just that like it's one of those movies that can really transport you back to that time frame and what everybody was worried about and wigged out about. And I mean, like I think the thing that really got to me was just like, oh yeah, they reinstated the draft because I remember that was like a thing they were always concerned about. It's like that like always like jumps up first, like, oh my god, they're gonna draft us again. Like, no, there's more people now, so there's enough people that can volunteer like enlistment. Like, it would take a lot for them to do that.
Yeah, otherwise there'd be a lot of very pissed off people going full on Vietnam mode. And by Vietnam mode, I mean primarily just draft dodging, burning the draft letters, et cetera, et cetera.
And soaking their draft letters with their cum.
But yeah, I think that does it for this episode. Yeah, bing bing wahoo.
This is gonna ruin the tour.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, listening, whatever the fuck. Yeah.